everyone, and welcome to Cook School recipe number
12.
Recipe number 12. Today we are going to make chicken goujons with potato wedges. Edward, you actually quite like chicken goujons, don't you? It's one thing that we will make and Edward will probably eat today. That and pizza are the only things from Cook School that you've actually tried and really enjoyed, aren't they? Yeah. So chicken goujons today with potato wedges. So as always, we're going to start off with our shout outs. Who have made every recipe that we posted? What names do you know now? Iona and her sister. Do you remember what her sister's called? We've got Una and Iona who have made our caramel shortcake recipe, and Mum sent us some pictures and she said that she'd had a mix up with her evaporated milk and her condensed milk, but that the caramel shortcake still tasted amazing, so well done girls. Also, Morven managed to get her brother Rory, Morven and Rory in primary 5, so Morven managed to get Rory to take part and make the caramel shortcake. Also, Charlie in primary 5 made a delicious caramel shortcake. It looked particularly gooey and yummy.
Gooey?
It looked gooey, the caramel looked delicious. So Mrs. Bell emailed me on that picture. Also, Maria also made our caramel shortcake in primary 5, so thank you very much. And Alice and her brother Hugh also made an absolutely amazing caramel shortcake. So as always, thank you so much for your amazing pictures. Thank you so much for making and enjoying our Cook School. And we're going to get started today. So chicken goujons. We have to make sure that we have washed our hands. We are working with chicken today, so after we've touched the chicken, we are going to have to wash our hands thoroughly again. And also, if you are cooking chicken, you have to make sure that you maybe get mum or dad to check it to make sure that it's thoroughly cooked, because chicken must be cooked through and piping hot when you're eating it. Will we get started?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Thumbs up. Yeah, Cook School. Okay, so the first thing that Edward is going to do is we have got 2 slices of white bread. We're just using the bottom of the bread. It doesn't matter if your bread's a wee bit stale. And what we're going to do is we're going to break up this bread into little pieces, pop it in the bowl because we're going to make our own fresh breadcrumbs. If you have a food processor, you could just put this straight in the food processor. I don't. I'm actually having to use a handheld blender. So Edward's going to break it up into chunks, not that small, Edward. Chunks about that size, okay? As if you were feeding the ducks. So Edward's going to do that just now, break it into chunks. This is our handheld blender. Now, like I said, if you've got a food processor, put your breadcrumbs just straight into your food processor. But because we don't have one, we're going to use a handheld blender. Girls, if they're doing it, what should they do, Edward? What should they have done with their hair?
Tie their hair back.
Their hair should be tied back. So girls, if you don't have a food processor, or if you are using your food processor, make sure your hair is tied back. And all Edward's going to do is press this power button here, and it's going to start blending our bread into breadcrumbs. So press that button for me, Edward. Well done. Well done.
It's making
It's making your hand feel funny, is it? And there we go, we've got our breadcrumbs made. So these are the ingredients that we need to do our breaded chicken. Edward, do we know what we have in this bowl?
Flour.
We've got flour, we've got
Egg.
an egg which Edward is going to crack and then beat. What did we just make? We've got our breadcrumbs, and then we've got our 2 chicken breasts that we're going to cut into goujon shapes. You'll notice that we have got our 2 knives, and we've also got our chicken on a red board because we're working with raw meat. And then we have got our salt and pepper grinder because we're going to season our chicken well. Okay, so I've run through all the ingredients with you. The first thing that we're going to do is to cut our chicken into little goujon strips. Now, we've got sharp knives to do this, and obviously I'm going to help Edward. And Edward remembers from the last time that we just did chicken, what does it feel like?
Feels like
It's a wee bit gooey and a wee bit slimy. Chicken does feel a wee bit funny, and it's very, very, very important after we have worked with the chicken that we go and wash our hands. Don't touch your face, don't touch your mouth, don't touch your eyes. We're getting quite used to doing that at the minute anyway. So we don't touch anything on our face when we've worked with the chicken. What we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the chicken, and then we're going to bread our chicken in stages. You ready, Ed? Let's do it. Okay, so taking my large knife and placing my hand on top of the chicken fillet, I'm going to go into the middle and I'm going to butterfly my fillet just by pushing on the chicken breast, and then my knife will come out the other side. If I probably should have put something underneath it. There we go. So there is my chicken breast into fillets. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it into little strips to make it easier to bread. There we go, thank you.
I use my claw grip.
Okay, Edward's just asked me a question. What did you ask me, Edward?
Why has it got a pink bit?
The pink bit on our egg, I'm sure lots of you have noticed, is actually the date. So it says best before the 23rd of June. So that's the date that you should eat it before. So Edward's going to crack the egg because to bread the chicken, the egg acts as the glue. So we are going to get Edward to crack the egg. How do we crack an egg again? How many times do we tap?
13.
Right, and then thumbs go in. Well done. Okay, so tap twice. Good crack. 1, 2. Well done. Fingers in. That was brilliant, Edward. And then pop it in the bowl. Fantastic. Now what Edward's going to do is, using a fork, he is going to beat our egg so that it's ready for us to bread our chicken. So if you do that now, Edward. So you use the side of your fork and you beat the egg like that, round in a little circle. While Edward is doing that, I'm going to use salt and pepper and I'm going to season our chicken so that it's ready for the next stage. So lots of salt and pepper going on our chicken so that it's ready to be breaded. So lots and lots of salt and pepper. Okay, well done, Edward. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to do the next stage now. So we've got 3 bowls ready. So in our 3 bowls, we have got our breadcrumbs that we have made. That is the last thing that we use. We have got a bowl of flour, which is the first thing that the chicken is going to go in. This can be quite messy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 1 hand for wet and 1 hand for dry so that we can get it all breaded before we have to go and wash our hands. So flour first, then the chicken goes into the egg, and then it goes into the breadcrumbs. So 3 different things to make our chicken goujons. You have to have these things all organised and ready to go. So here we've got our 3 bowls all ready to go. And we have got our chicken, which we have seasoned well with salt and pepper. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of chicken and we're going to pop it into the flour. So we coat it well in the flour. Once we have coated it well in the flour, it goes into the egg. Edward, would you like to coat it in egg? Right, so use your fingers and mix it about in the egg till it's covered. So lift it up and then turn it over. That's it. So turn it over like that.
Oh, but I'm going to have to touch the egg.
It is a wee bit slimy, yeah, but it's okay. Once we're done, we'll wash our hands.
Okay, can I do?
That's it. Is it covered? Now will you lift it out, Edward, and pop it into your bowl with the breadcrumbs. So lift your chicken out. Is it slippy? Well done. And then, not touching it too much because we want the breadcrumbs to stay on, we're just going to spin it round, and there you have a chicken goujon. Well done.
Keep the chicken in the fridge until ready to cook. Get the potatoes. Use your brush grip to chop the potatoes.
So he's cutting it in half again.
Season with salt, pepper and paprika.
We used spray oil. Bake at 190 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. Why not add cheese and spring onions to your wedges? To cook your chicken, Either fry in oil or spray with a spray oil and bake in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes at 190 degrees. Okay, that is us. Our chicken goujons are in the oven cooking, and so our potato wedges. And as always, Edward and I just want to say a huge thank you for watching Cook School recipe number 12. We are having our chicken goujons with salad and a tomato and basil salad, where we are anyway. Edward's going to have his with chips. He won't even eat the wedges that we've made. But thank you so much again for watching, and thank you for all the lovely photographs that you send us and for commenting on our videos. What will we say to everybody?
Bye.
Bye everyone!